Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. It's Wednesday and I'm getting ready for work. Oh, trying to get all the chores done. Everybody gets waters and snacks and foods so that way I can go to work and everybody will be okay. Um, so I'm trying to get all of that done, but I thought I would pop down here and make this video really quickly. Um, it's about some concerns that I had yesterday. I did watch all of the meeting with Hegseth and Trump with our 800 plus minus military leaders, admirals, generals, and such. It's absolutely alarming what each one of those said to those men and women. Um, Very, very alarming. Let's just say that the rules of engagement, he is wanting to say, do whatever you want to. And then Trump is saying that the military should use cities as training. Um, that's alarming. Those two things on its own are alarming. That means that there will probably be a draft due to the fact that he's getting us in other conflicts right now. And then he's going to put the training military into the cities. And this is totally unconstitutional. And all they want are loyalists to this regime. Um, no rules of engagement, no rules of war. It's kind of like them bombing these fishing boats. And I guess one of the wives from one of the last fishing boats that got annihilated, where they killed people on the coast of Venezuela, she said her husband was a fisherman. He wasn't a drug runner. So they're killing people. That's a war crime. And now they want our military, our soldiers, our men and women to be war criminals as well by not following the rules of engagement or rules of war, untying their hands with we have to restrain ourselves sometimes in situations, and he's saying no, just do whatever you want to. But I can tell you that many of those admirals and generals were not pleased with what was said, because these people have been lifetime career military. Donald Trump was a draft dodger. He has never respected our military, and the way that he spoke um, was just absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful. This is where, if you are a patriot or you claim to be a patriot, you understand how important our Constitution is to our democracy. If you prefer to be a loyalist to Donald Trump, then you too will be a war criminal if it gets out of hand. I mean, that's just how it goes. So these admirals and generals either stand down or they stand up for the Constitution. And, the shutting down of the government for what? So they didn't have to release the Epstein files. People are saying that the Democrats are at fault. Is that right? No. There is a Democrat who needs to be sworn in, a representative, and she cannot be sworn in since they closed the House, which means she would be that vote needed to release the Epstein files. That needs to be done. If you care about children and you care about these women who were prostituted, then you would be for them releasing the files. If you don't want the files released because you think that there is a possibility that Donald Trump is in there, then you want to protect a pedophile, a criminal. You know, there's so much going on right now, and you have to respect the military, but you also have to respect the Constitution and engagements of war. You should respect the people and these victims, these survivors of Epstein. So it all rolls into one, that there is no respect for anyone. The way Pete Hegseth talked about it was that he doesn't care. He will cause you to quit complaining about sexual harassment. He will have you quit complaining when when soldiers overstep the bounds and break the law. I think that you must understand that this is becoming more and more serious. And, you know, I did watch the movie Civil War, and that one line that absolutely horrified me was, "What kind of American are you?" And then watching a dump truck dump bodies of people that were shot who weren't the kind of American that they were seeking. Alarming is the fact that using our military against protesters, they're saying that protesters are the problem. That's the First Amendment right. You've seen the First Amendment right being demolished by the firing of Kimmel and Colbert and all of these, other people. And they're going to fire a bunch of federal workers now. Having loyalists to the Trump regime makes it stronger, but remember all of those people that have been fired and all of the military people who will not follow this, that will be fired or discharged or whatever, they will have a say. And hopefully they stand up, because what we're getting ready to go through is absolutely unimaginable. You know, we're going to bail out Argentina, $20 billion. We're not going to feed our people that need to be fed. People are going to lose their medical insurance. How is this good? Inflation is going off the charts. We're in a mess. And it's MAGA's fault. But ultimately, it is the Supreme Court's fault. It is the fault of the DOJ that didn't put the files out during the Biden administration. Because all of this is to protect Trump, who is losing his ever loving mind. If you listen to him speak, or if you don't listen to him speak, read something that is transcribed of one of his speeches, and you will go, wait a minute, that don't make sense. Try to make sense of it when you read it. In the middle of talking about nuclear, he talks about polls. I mean, the man has lost his mind. And our military is getting ready to be the enemy of citizens in the streets. How would you get all of these soldiers? By drafting, something that Trump himself dodged, right? He said his own personal Vietnam was not getting an STD. What does that tell you about what he respects the boys that were in Vietnam, what they went through, what my father, what my uncle went through? There's no respect. And to MAGA, I say you don't respect the military either if you agree with what's getting ready to happen. You don't respect the military. You don't respect the Constitution. You are not a patriot. You are a loyalist to a criminal king and his regime. I've got to get going. I've got stuff I got to get done. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. It's alarming, and you should listen to every bit of it, not all at once, because it's a lot to decipher. Bye, y'all. See you later.